Raising your first child can be hard at the best of times, but it's even tougher when one parent's hardly ever at home. So how far would you go to get the time together you were dreaming of? For one young family, it could mean a move to the other side of the world. Long hours toiling on a farm means Dad Josh hardly has any time with son Kai, and Mum Sian has had enough.
He'll go and stand at the front door and he'll shout for his daddy. That really upsets me.
Desperate to bring her family together, she thinks New Zealand could be the answer.
We need to be working less and living more.
But when a trial week reveals some home truths about starting again on the other side of the world...
Bit of a shoebox, innit? Our garden's nothing special at all, but we're 5 times the size of this, innit?
We can't move to the other side of the world and buy a mansion.
Will Sian ever be able to persuade Josh to give her the life she dreams of?
One half saying we just stay in Wales, and there's a half saying, you know, flee the nest.
I want to move, but I don't think you're going to let me.
Just over 1,200 miles southeast of Australia, New Zealand's made up of 2 main islands. Boasting mountains, glaciers, volcanoes and beaches, it's been a magnet for British immigrants ever since the 1800s. Back then, the journey took over 100 days, but now it's a lot faster for the 9,000 families who make the move each year, looking for a more relaxed pace of life. Sian James is desperate for more time together with partner Josh and the couple's young son Kai. And even though she's never been before, she believes New Zealand could be the answer. But will the country live up to Sian's expectations? And will she be able to persuade Josh to leave behind everything they have in the UK? Ahead is a week that will see them decide where their future lies, once and for all. After making their way from Wales to London, the family fly 12,000 miles to Auckland. It's the first time they've been to New Zealand, and after 26.5 hours in the air, the journey's taken them by surprise.
I don't think it's as easy as I thought to actually get here. So it's, yeah, it has hit home that it's really far.
Travelling with a 1-year-old child didn't make the flight go any quicker.
It has been quite testing, but you know, I expect that from a youngster, travelling all that distance.
He did fall asleep every takeoff and every landing. Yeah, he did make a few friends on the trip, didn't he?
So, after the long trek to get here, how does Sian feel to finally be in New Zealand?
It doesn't feel real at the moment. I think I need to, you know, see it and live as if we were living here.
It'll be her one shot at persuading Josh to move.
You know, we'll be able to answer the questions that we've been asking, so hopefully now will be the right answers.
As they set out to explore Auckland, there's no doubt the next week will make or break Sian's Kiwi dream. Back in the UK, Josh Powell and Sian James live with their 1-year-old son Kai in the Welsh village of Penrhos. It's a scenic setting, but Josh's job on his dad's farm is putting the family under pressure. Waking up with the cockerels every morning and working until the cows go home at night means he's precious little time with his partner and son.
I wake up, Josh is gone. I get Kai ready, I drop him off and I go to work. And then I pick him up and it's just putting him to bed. I'm just waiting for you to come home. And then Josh is tired because he's been working 13, 14 hours. So we have food together and then you fall asleep.
Yeah.
With farming a 7 days a week occupation, there's no respite come the weekend either, meaning Josh spends Saturdays and Sundays in the field rather than at home.
It's tough, but you know, the only thing that keeps me going is knowing that I'm keeping a roof over his head and putting food on the table.
Also working full-time, Sian knows Josh isn't just making hay while the sun shines, but worries about Kai seeing so little of his dad.
He'll go and stand at the front door and he'll shout for his daddy. That really upsets me, because I can see that Kai is wanting that relationship with his dad, but the hours of his work doesn't allow for that.
All the hours spent apart means Josh is missing out on little moments as Kai grows up.
He learns a lot of animal noises, and then he'll do one to me out of the blue, and I realise that He's been doing it for a while, but just because I haven't been around, I haven't seen.
I can see the disappointment on Josh's face, and you know, it's just not nice.
And it's not just Kai that's being affected.
We're only young, but we don't have time together, really, just you and me, going out somewhere together.
No.
Desperate for a normal family life, and despite never having been, Sian believes the answer could lie in New Zealand.
Although I love Wales, I don't feel that it's where I want to settle, and that work-life balance is vitally important, and they seem to have it sussed out there, and I just want that.
But Josh isn't convinced. Though he'd love more time at home too, he believes Sian's head's firmly in the clouds.
You need to realise that it's not going to be just fun and games. You're going to have to work as well out in New Zealand to earn a living. You can have all the time in the world, but if you can't sustain your house and your family, then, you know, you're on a downward spiral.
For him, moving would mean leaving the village he's always called home.
I've always been in Pennygross. I've got a lot of friends in the area and family. We're all close-knit community around here.
And having to break the bond Kai's already building with his grandparents.
My mother looks after him 2 days a week, and I think she loves the time, just her and Kai. So I think it'll be a big hole to need to fill in.
While Sian's prepared to sacrifice the relationship she has for the sake of her young family's future, she fears leaving loved ones could prove too much for Josh.
I do feel guilty, and I know for sure Josh's mother is going to be heartbroken to be away from Kai, because they've got a fantastic bond. They love each other, so that's going to be one of the hardest things.
But fed up feeling like a single parent, she knows action is needed if her family are to be together.
I don't think while staying where we are, or even in Wales, I don't think it's going to change, because Josh is always going to want to help his father, because, you know, that's completely natural.
The week ahead will see the couple decide once and for all where their future lies.
I don't think he sees that moving to the other side of the world is, you know, is something he needs to do to get that, whereas I do.
Is grass always green over the other side?
Yeah.
So that's the big question.
To see if New Zealand can offer the family the time together she wants, Sian, Josh and Kai are visiting Auckland, the country's largest city. Their temporary base is an apartment in Swanson, a village just over 30 minutes drive from the city's centre. Close to amenities but removed from hustle and bustle, the area should be a home from home, and from the outside, Sian likes what she sees.
I really like it. It's really pretty.
Inside, her enthusiasm continues.
It's nice and spacious, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That is gorgeous.
But what does Josh have to say?
Bit small, I'd say. But, no, it's practical space.
A man of few words.
Could you see us here?
Yeah.
With that view?
No, not in his house.
OK, I'll work on you then.
With a bed for Kai sorted, he gets some sleep, while Mum and Dad check out the garden and Josh finally speaks his mind.
What do you think?
Is it right, yeah? It's more of an old people's home. Low maintenance type thing, innit?
I quite like low maintenance.
Well, you know what maintenance is.
Ouch, that's low, Josh. As the couple settle in, Sian's already feeling anxious about what lies ahead.
This week is the make or break week, you know. We either fall in love with it and do it, or it'll never be a reality.
Convincing Josh to up sticks and start again won't be easy.
Mainly because of the work and the money. I don't see the point of moving all the way across the world if you're not going to be better off than what you are back in the UK.
Sian knows she may have to fight for her dream, but hopes the coming week will give Josh the answers he wants.
I genuinely believe that if there was a job with less hours and decent pay, that Josh would be sold, because I think he would love living here if we could afford to do so.
She may be right, but for now, Josh remains cautious about where his family's future lies.
Unless pretty much every box is ticked with me, I'll be choosing the UK.
Back in Wales, the family's first home is a two-bedroom house they believe is worth around £80,000.
It's an ex-council house, small little gardens and special.
Really decorated it from what it was. We've stripped all the wallpaper, haven't we?
Yeah.
And new floors throughout, so we worked hard to get it to where it is.
Despite their best efforts, it's not quite perfect.
I quite like the downstairs, but I wish we had another living room.
While Sian's hoping for more from a house in New Zealand,
I'd like to have 3-bedroom or more property, and I'd like it to be modern. I'm not so bothered about the lounge, but the kitchen diner is the most important part for me.
Josh's needs are simpler.
A large garden, that's my main priority, is the garden. And obviously then a nice kitchen for Sian.
Josh and Sian have between £125,000 and £130,000 to buy a house in New Zealand, and with Auckland ranked amongst the world's most expensive cities, every penny will count. To see what they can afford, we'll show them 3 properties, 2 based on budget and a 3rd based on their ideal home. Only after they've seen each one will they find out its cost. With Kai cared for by a childminder, the search starts in Henderson, a large suburb just 8 miles from the city centre. With shops, schools and excellent transport links, the area has everything the young family could need. But will the house come up to scratch?
It's a bit cramped, isn't it?
Yeah, built up a
A
bit.
bit squished in.
The exterior may not meet Sian's expectations, but things look more promising inside.
Quite spacious going in, isn't it?
House nice inside.
Yeah, lovely inside.
Initially, anyway, closer inspection of the kitchen raises doubts.
Nice basic kitchen, but it's a bit on the small side.
It's a nice unit and everything. Just a shame that it's a bit small.
And a glimpse out the window leaves the couple both uninspired.
No, it's not the best view in the world.
Now, I'll be spending most of my time cleaning up after you and Kai.
Yep.
And that's what I'll be looking at.
Unfortunately, things don't look better in the garden.
Oh, it's a bit small, isn't it?
Yeah, really small.
Yeah.
It's nice not having all houses built behind us, but I don't like it.
Sian's disappointed, and it's clearly not the space Josh would want either.
Our garden's nothing special at all, but 5 times the size of this, isn't it?
Back home, I can open the patio doors from the kitchen, and Kai can go out and he's playing, but he's safe. I wouldn't leave him out here because he could leg it, couldn't he?
The garden might be a letdown, but with 3 bedrooms, this house does have more space than the couple's property at home.
Tidy size double, isn't it?
Yeah, nice and big.
But again, the view's a problem. Overlooking other houses wasn't part of Sian's plan.
Oh wow, I've moved to New Zealand.
Yeah, it is. A cramped, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel a bit claustrophobic, you know.
And even a bedroom for guests isn't enough to change her mind.
We kind of need that little bit of a wow factor so people can understand why we've moved.
This house has been a letdown, but would it be somewhere Sian and Josh could call home with their £125,000 to £130,000 budget?
I'd say £125,000.
Yeah, I think it would be less. I would say the £115,000 mark.
Shall we look?
Yeah, I'm a bit nervous now. Oh, that's much more than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
£133,000 is...
Bit of a shock, really.
Yeah, I feel a bit gutted. The other 2 properties need to be less expensive.
Bit more special.
But more special,
Yeah,
so it's a bit worrying because I don't want to be more disappointed than I am right now.
The reality of this property's price has floored Sian. Her attempt to convince Josh to move isn't off to a good start. To win him round, any house will have to offer more than they have at home. Onwards and upwards, the couple moved to the suburb of Meadowbank. With nearby beaches and schools and just a short commute to Auckland, it's popular with families looking for more affordable housing.
It's cute looking, isn't it?
It's nice, it's a bit off the road, isn't it?
But will it be as endearing inside?
It's nice, eh? Nice and airy.
I quite like it.
Yeah.
It's a better start.
I know it's built up around, but there's trees and stuff breaking it up, so it's not so in your face. So far, so good.
But discovering the garden actually belongs to the neighbours leads to more disappointment.
And it's a real shame that we won't have any outside space.
No.
You know, you can't really let Kai play on the drive, can you?
Lacking a big garden again could be another deal breaker for Josh.
I think I'd pull my hair out if I couldn't be able to go outside in the garden and do my head in.
Sian seems happy with the dining area though.
I wouldn't mind sitting here eating my breakfast, looking out on that. And I like the calendar.
Don't think that comes with the house, and unfortunately the tiny kitchen isn't as attractive.
Bit of a shoebox in it. For the sink, it's like, you know, you can only wash one plate at a time. This doesn't give off like a family vibe, John, so.
It's like a flat for...
Yeah, 1 or 2 people in it.
Like the previous property, this house just isn't what Sian envisaged moving across the world for.
Just a bit gutted that there's no garden and the kitchen is tiny, so I can't see us living here.
A look at the master bedroom restores some hope.
Oh, nice room, innit?
Lovely big room. Built-in wardrobes again.
Yep.
And it doesn't seem so built up because of the trees and things.
And though there's only 2 bedrooms, the second leaves Josh speechless.
Wait, can you go in first? It's funny, isn't it?
A closer look gives Sian serious food for thought.
This would be Kai's room though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But then I don't know if I like that he's looking out on the road and he's the closest one to the front door.
And the bathroom isn't a great selling point either.
It's a bit cramped, isn't it?
It's not child friendly at all, is it? Really. I'm a bit disappointed. Everything seems to be scaled down here, a bit more expensive.
Despite a good start, this place has also been a disappointment. Could the price make it more appealing? The couple's budget is £125,000 to £130,000.
I think it's going to be around the £128,000 mark, but I'm hoping it's less, so we can still have hope that we could afford something better.
I think it's worth about £120,000. You know, it is. Okay, the location is quite near to Auckland, but you know, at the end of the day, it is only a 2-bedroom house. Should we have a look?
Yeah. Bang on.
Yeah.
Good guess, Sian, £128,000.
Seeing the prices of property so far, it has put a doubt in my mind, but, you know, I suppose if it was someone from New Zealand coming to Wales, if you're looking around Cardiff, they're going to be expensive, and if you go to where we're from, with that sort of budget, you'll get a really tidy house, won't you?
So far, their day exploring Auckland's properties has fallen way short of even Sian's expectations. Can their last viewing deliver the right balance of bang for buck? Situated in the township of Parakai, 27 miles northwest of Auckland, we found what should be the couple's ideal property. This more rural location promises more value for money, but will the house have the wow factor Sian wants?
First impressions, much better, isn't it?
Yeah.
At last, something to smile about, and Sian's quick to point out the outside space.
You know, it's not massive, but there's a garden and there's plenty of room for Kai to play
To
in.
have that deck in there, it's nice. We could just come out and eat our supper and things.
Yeah.
From outside at least, this property is much more in line with Sian's dream.
I'm really liking this one. I hope the inside is nice.
Only one way to find out.
Nice little kitchen, eh?
Yeah, the only thing that I would add to this is I'd want to have the big kitchen table in the kitchen.
That could be arranged, but may not be enough.
Kind of feels like a big static caravan, doesn't it?
It also needs some TLC, but Sian's determined to stay positive as the couple check out the master bedroom.
This room is, you know, it's an alright room. Is this a walk-in wardrobe?
I think it's walk-in. It's a wardrobe.
Wardrobe.
Unless there's a hidden Narnia at the back, you won't go far in that wardrobe. Overall, Josh is confused.
The other houses, I kind of knew before I went in there, this is not for me, so the rest didn't really matter.
Yeah.
But like driving up here, I thought this is going to be amazing.
I think we're just being a bit too fussy. I mean, it's got everything we've asked for, really, isn't it?
It's also got somewhere for guests, even if it is on the petite side.
It's really, really small, isn't it? But it is a 3rd bedroom, which is a plus, isn't it? Just got to think of it as a couple of years place. I mean, we can't move to the other side of the world and buy a mansion. You know, we're not any richer in this country than we are in Wales.
Sian's doing everything she can to hold on to the dream. Even if the house isn't perfect, it could potentially be a home, but only if within reach of the couple's £125,000 to £130,000 budget.
Well, it's definitely over budget. I would think that it is around the £150,000 mark.
I'd say it's about £140,000. Have a look.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I don't think that's ever achievable for
No.
us.
That's a shock.
If we had that kind of money,
Yeah.
we could have an amazing house at home. I can't believe that. That's ridiculous. You know, if this house, which is one that we'd settle for a few years, is way out of our reach, then, you know, I don't see that it's doable at all.
Well, I think it's pretty impossible to answer.
It's proper burst the bubble, isn't it?
Yeah.
Discovering the true cost of property in Auckland has left Sian stunned and could be a real blow to her chances of convincing Josh to move. Property 1 was much too small in every way apart from the price tag. Property 2 was a non-runner when the couple found out it had no garden, yet was still near the top of their budget. Although far from their ideal home, the final property did give Sian hope the dream was achievable, until they discovered it was substantially over budget. So, when all's said and done, has house hunting left them favouring property at home or away?
UK.
UK.
I think it's a no-brainer, is it?
Yeah, it's not really something we need to discuss, is it? It's just plain sailing UK. I think our budget means nothing out here.
No.
You know,
Yeah.
we'd need to be a heck of a lot better off to actually do the move.
With property prospects disappointing, Sian's dream has taken a dive, and Josh could be further away than ever from agreeing to make the move. Emigrating is all about getting a better work-life balance though, so if the right job opportunities exist, it may not be game over yet. In the UK, Josh works between 60 and 70 hours a week on his dad's farm.
The hours are pretty tough going. You don't get to see much of the family. The work itself I enjoy. Is, you know, it is long hours, but that's the trade of farming.
Sian works as a payroll administrator and volunteers with the Welsh Special Constabulary.
I'm hoping that it'll lead me into the role of a regular officer in the future.
She'd love to turn her volunteering into a career, but whatever path she follows, getting the right hours would be key.
Our working hours are vitally important. We need to be working less and living more.
Ideally, Josh would like to be a tree surgeon, but if the money isn't right, he'll be sticking with the farm.
I'm not expecting to earn millions, but if the salary's not good enough, it'll be end of story then.
While Kai's looked after by a childminder, the couple are anxiously awaiting what their day exploring Auckland's job market might bring.
This is probably one of the most important factors in moving to New Zealand.
I just want good news and nothing else.
For Sian, the day begins with a meeting with immigration consultant Holger Weisheder to find out about joining New Zealand's police force, and unfortunately, it's bad news.
The police is only recruiting residents. You don't have to be a citizen, but you need to be a resident visa holder already.
So what would be the best way for us to get residency?
I see a potential for the skilled migrant category application. Most likely is going to be Josh as the principal applicant and you as a secondary and a child as a dependent child, obviously. Once you've got the residence visa approved, that's when you can apply and be considered for the police positions.
Sian's dreams of a life on the beat may have to wait. Meanwhile, Josh is meeting James Alexander, a project manager with one of Auckland's tree surgery companies.
Australasia-wide, we employ probably 400, 450 people currently. So we've got branches up north in Hamilton, Wellington, Christchurch and offshore in Brisbane.
Hopefully that could mean plenty of opportunities.
So you've seen my CV, what's the chance of me having a job out here?
Currently with your CV and being a non-qualified arborist, we couldn't employ you in that role.
It's not the best start for Josh either, but already experienced in chainsawing, James reveals branching out shouldn't be too hard.
You've already got the chainsaw NPTC. You need rope and harness,
right,
and a competency for chainsaw in a tree. If you were to get those two, then you become of much more interest. We could actually take you on as an arborist as such.
Confident he can add to his qualifications at home, Josh would be happy to do so, providing his efforts pay off in the long run.
What's the demand like?
It's currently on the job shortage list. I would have thought your chances of getting a job would be pretty good.
It's encouraging, but would working as a tree surgeon allow him to cut down his hours?
So roughly what's the working hour?
47.5 hours a week. So compared to your farm work, it's quite a bit less.
That should be music to Sian's ears. All that's left now is to talk money.
$25 an hour or more, and that would roughly equate to 52,000 New Zealand dollars a year.
If he gained the necessary qualifications, Josh could earn around £7,000 more than he does back home. It's a positive end to the meeting. Meanwhile, Sian's turned her attention from the forces to finance.
So I work full-time in finance, but I volunteer with the police, so I'd be quite happy with either.
To find out more, she meets Rachel Smith, a payroll and admin recruitment specialist.
Based on my experience, do you think I need more qualifications, or do you think I am employable?
You'd definitely be employable. You've got good administration skills, so we could put you in a variety of different admin roles.
That's better news for Sian, but would the hours suit?
What are the working hours here?
Most of the roles we're looking at for you would be full-time, so between 37 to 40 hours a week.
That's around what Sian's used to.
So through temp work with your organisation, what would my salary be?
For a temp or contract assignment, you'd be looking around $20 to $25 an hour plus your holiday pay and benefits, which would equate to an annual salary of 40 to 45,000 New Zealand dollars.
An increase of between £5,000 and £7,000 means despite a disappointing start, Sian's day has turned out well.
I'm feeling much happier because the job opportunities are there. As far as payroll goes, and the police is maybe a possibility for the future.
Sian's enthusiasm for the dream has been reignited, but has the day been enough to convince Josh to turn his back on the family farm?
So we've learnt loads today, and based on everything we have found out, we're going to vote.
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
I thought you were going to say UK.
Yeah, I chose New Zealand because, you know, I really wanted to do tree surgery for a while. And obviously it's less hours and more pay than what I'm on now. So it seems like a win-win situation.
Yeah, more pay and more family time, which is what we wanted, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, New Zealand.
With a vote for New Zealand from Josh, it looks like the couple's day checking out work prospects could have brought Sian's dream back on track. A move for her has always been about spending more time together. So will a rare family day out spent sampling the Kiwi lifestyle win Josh around once more?
Shall we try and find some?
Back in the UK, the family enjoy roaming the countryside. So today they take Kai to Kiwi Valley Farm outside Auckland. Kai's no stranger to farmyards, but the chance to hang out with mum and dad's a real treat.
Yeah, do you like it?
And fulfilling her desire for Kai to see more of his dad, the day's a hit with Sian too.
Today has definitely reinforced the dream. It's just great for Kai to have both of us and to be able to go from one to the other rather than just me showing him things, you know.
Spending time together with his own family, though, has reminded Josh more days like this would mean seeing less of loved ones back home.
Being here does make me realise how much family friends mean to me. You know, the most important thing is, you know, Kai, I think, you know, it'd be a shame really for Kai to grow up without his grandparents.
Sian's aware her dream presents Josh with a dilemma, but seeing how happy Kai is with both his parents, she's still determined moving would be for the best.
Yeah, I guess I do feel guilty because I think he feels torn. He knows I'd like to move, but he knows he'd like to stay with his friends and family.
I think Sian wants to move to New Zealand more than me. I think I got a lot more stuff holding me back.
Sian and Josh could yet be at loggerheads come the end of the week, but has their family day out been enough to bring Josh one step closer to a move down under?
So we've really enjoyed spending family time together today, and based on lifestyle, we're going to vote. New Zealand.
New Zealand.
I'm glad you said that.
I've realised, you know, I'm spending a lot more quality time with Kai and stuff. And, you know, obviously if I move, I will be working, but we figured out the hours will be less than what I'm working back at Wales. So, yeah, you know, I'll hopefully have more time to spend with Kai.
Yeah.
When it came to lifestyle, Josh put his own family first. But Sian knows there's a long way to go yet if he's to be persuaded the family's future lies down under. If she succeeds, the couple would rely on proceeds from the sale of their home to fund the move. They believe it's worth around £80,000. To see if they're right, we sent round to estate agents.
Oh, nice plain decor, good for marketing, nice room.
Very, very large kitchen, dining area with a very big table, modern units.
Modern unit.
Very nice conservatory with access out onto the garden.
What a great sized double room. Perfect also to get a cot in. Ideal having the mirrored wardrobes.
Really nice size second bedroom. Obviously little child's room, a little boy. In the current market, I'd value it at between £85,000 and £90,000. For a quick sale, about £80,000.
Yeah.
The valuation on this property for the open market would be £84,950, or a quick sale figure of £79,950.
Okay.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, I'm chuffed with that.
I thought they were 80 tops. I thought if we had 80 is a good sale.
While Kai sleeps, the couple move on to see how their finances would stack up in Auckland.
If this is positive, then Josh will have a hard time trying to fight his little battle. You know, I cross my fingers that it is positive.
We've provided them with a comparison of costs, starting with the weekly food shop.
Everything's a bit dearer.
Blueberries are £1, cherry tomatoes are £1, green beans are £1.15. It adds up.
Yeah.
And it's not just fruit and veg that cost more.
Chicken and salmon are you know, over £3 dearer.
There's no two ways about it, you know, I'm not losing chicken. That's number one.
The couple do the sums to find out what it means for their overall bill.
£47.91.
Worse off. Every week.
Every week, yeah.
It's nearly £200 more each month. And that's before they've looked at the bigger bills. Sian and Josh base their figures on the first property they viewed.
So oil in the UK we pay £50. In New Zealand we'd pay nothing because we wouldn't have central heating, would we? But childcare's a bit dearer.
It's £48.41 dearer.
But that is because in the UK we only have 3 days because he's with your mother.
Transport costs.
We'd be worse off by £183.34. This isn't looking very good, is it?
No.
A tot-up of the figures reveals the couple would spend £561 more a month in New Zealand. It could spell disaster for Sian's chances of keeping Josh on side unless their salaries could make up the difference.
So in the UK, our total income is £2,426.26.
So
New Zealand would be
£2,959.
They'd earn more, but not enough to cover their increase in spending.
we're worse off by £28.58 a month. It's not a major difference.
No, but I am shocked. I honestly thought we'd be better off money-wise in New Zealand.
Sian's determined to fight for her dream, though, believing £30 a month is a price worth paying.
Do you think £6.60 a week is worth having more quality time with Kai and me?
Yeah, obviously.
So,
yeah, there's a lot of stuff that need to fall into place.
but if things fall into place, so it's £6.60 a week you're paying to have son for 10 months a year, for a bigger house, for, you know, better job prospects, and for quality time with Kai, which is what we want. I want to do it. I want to move, but I don't think you're going to let me.
It'll take more than being a few pounds in the red to put Sian off. But will the lifestyle they could have in New Zealand be enough to reconcile Josh with the figures?
UK.
New Zealand.
I think Sian's more of a risk taker than I am.
The reality check is slightly negative, but it's nothing really compared to, you know, all the things that outweigh that.
With unfavourable finances making Josh vote for the UK, it looks like Sian's dream could be knocked for six. And there's one more obstacle to overcome. With Josh already concerned about taking Kai away from family in Wales, could watching messages from loved ones back home be the final nail in the coffin?
Are you looking forward to seeing Taki?
Yeah.
And Mingy on the telly?
Yeah.
I think watching the messages will make us see what we're leaving behind.
Should we take a look to see what they say?
Yeah.
Hi Sian, hi Josh, hi Kai. Hope you're having a fantastic week.
Hello, Sian, Josh and Kai.
Hey,
Kai, Josh and Sian.
Kai.
As a family, they're great together. They pull together like a team, and they just bounce off each other, really, don't they?
They balance each other well. Josh has his ideas and Sian calms him down.
She's very different to the both of us, isn't she?
Yeah, yeah, she's the confident one who likes to do, like, everything.
Kai is just, he's one of the gang. There's a gang of little boys and he fits right in.
I know he's my grandson, but he's one of the nicest little kids I've ever come across. You'll start me off, too.
Oh, Josh, I think he's Sian's rock, isn't he?
You can see it in his eyes what he thinks of Kai, and it glows out of him. It's made him.
Yeah.
If they are to go, this is the opportunity and this is the best time.
And obviously we're going to miss her because we're going to, you know, the three of us do things together all the time and this and that. So we will really miss her, but we want for the best for her at the same time.
It would be really odd. And
Yeah, a bit like a jigsaw with a missing piece in a way.
yeah.
I think Aaron will miss Kai as a friend, days out, and I'll just miss the help and support from my friend Sian.
Well, you know, because we're so close, it's going to make the gap even worse. And he'll be just as bad, I can tell.
You just have to go out and see her.
Yeah, but I can't go out every 2 minutes.
We will really miss you if you do go, but I know that you all know what you want to do, and I would totally respect that, and I hope that you just make the right decision, really.
Yeah, I think if you decide to go to New Zealand, we'd really miss you, obviously. We'd miss you like crazy. But if you think it's the right decision for you, then we fully support you.
We will miss you, as you know. But we can come out to see you at some point. So, yeah, we just wish you all the best. That's it.
You say don't go, Kai.
Don't go, Kai.
It was like a mix of emotions, wasn't it? It's made me realise that I do need to think more about leaving them behind.
You know, Kai's going to be no family at all over here. Although we might be giving him a better future, but we're taking away his past, if it makes sense. I don't think it's as easy as you're going to think it is to leave them.
No, well, that's the hardest part. You know, that's the only thing.
Their week in New Zealand has shown Sian and Josh the opportunities the country offers could mean more quality time together with their son. But any move would come at a cost, losing the family support they enjoy at home. As their final decision approaches, will the couple decide that's a price worth paying to achieve the family life Sian so desperately wants? Things got off to a bumpy start when the couple realised their property budget wouldn't go far in Auckland, but everything that followed has left the couple's opinions divided.
Now that we've been here and we've seen what we've seen, I definitely have more of a hunger for New Zealand.
I feel like mixed emotions that, you know, I thought we'd have been better off on the whole in New Zealand on the salary and stuff, but it turns out we'll be better in UK.
Not prepared to sacrifice her dream for the sake of a few pounds, Sian's determined to keep focused on what she originally wanted from the country.
The main thing for me is that Josh and Kai get to bond and get to you know, better their relationship.
But for Josh, the advantage of more time with his son has left him torn.
That's created conflict in myself type thing. There's one half saying we just stay in Wales, and there's a half saying, you know, flee the nest, you know. The world's, you know, this world's a small place.
With time running out, Sian knows Josh's biggest stumbling block will be taking Kai away from grandparents in Wales.
I don't know what he's going to decide because, you know, New Zealand is absolutely fantastic and we've been able to see that this week. But obviously our friends and family are amazing and it's a hell of a thing to leave behind.
You want to see into the future what it'll be like on both sides. But obviously you can't do that. But yeah, it's going to be a tough decision.
The week's been an enlightening experience for the couple. Now it's time to find out if it's been enough to convince Josh to buy into Sian's dream of more family time together on the other side of the world.
We've had a really amazing family-oriented week, and based on everything we found out this week, we're going to do our final vote. New Zealand.
New Zealand.
No way.
It is an awesome place and we do get more time as a family, so hopefully in the future we'll take the plunge.
I genuinely thought that you liked New Zealand, but I didn't think you could leave your roots and your family, so I am overwhelmed that you chose New Zealand. I'm extremely excited.
With their week in New Zealand showing Josh just what his family could gain from a move, it looks like the couple could be well on their way to making a new life for themselves on the other side of the world. We wish them all the best of luck for the future.
And for the latest update on Sian and Josh's move of a lifetime, go online to the programme website. We're back down under with Helicopter Heroes later as we meet the British Flying Doctors in Australia. That's here on BBC One at 11:45. But now, a grand mansion house going cheap. There's got to be a catch. Homes Under the Hammer is next.
Raising your first child can be hard at the best of times, but it's even tougher when one parent's hardly ever at home. So how far would you go to get the time together you were dreaming of? For one young family, it could mean a move to the other side of the world. Long hours toiling on a farm means Dad Josh hardly has any time with son Kai, and Mum Sian has had enough.
He'll go and stand at the front door and he'll shout for his daddy. That really upsets me.
Desperate to bring her family together, she thinks New Zealand could be the answer.
We need to be working less and living more.
But when a trial week reveals some home truths about starting again on the other side of the world...
Bit of a shoebox, innit? Our garden's nothing special at all, but we're 5 times the size of this, innit?
We can't move to the other side of the world and buy a mansion.
Will Sian ever be able to persuade Josh to give her the life she dreams of?
One half saying we just stay in Wales, and there's a half saying, you know, flee the nest.
I want to move. but I don't think you're going to let me.
Just over 1,200 miles southeast of Australia, New Zealand's made up of two main islands. Boasting mountains, glaciers, volcanoes and beaches, it's been a magnet for British immigrants ever since the 1800s. Back then, the journey took over 100 days, but now it's a lot faster for the 9,000 families who make the move each year, looking for a more relaxed pace of life.
Sian James is desperate for more time together with partner Josh and the couple's young son Kai. And even though she's never been before, she believes New Zealand could be the answer. But will the country live up to Sian's expectations? And will she be able to persuade Josh to leave behind everything they have in the UK? Ahead is a week that will see them decide where their future lies once and for all.
After making their way from Wales to London, the family fly 12,000 miles to Auckland. It's the first time they've been to New Zealand, and after 26.5 hours in the air, the journey's taken them by surprise.
I don't think it's as easy as I thought to actually get here. So it's, yeah, it has hit home that it's really far.
Travelling with a one-year-old child didn't make the flight go any quicker.
It has been quite testing, but you know, I expect that from a youngster, travelling all that distance.
He did fall asleep every takeoff and every landing. Yeah, he did make a few friends on the trip, didn't he?
So, after the long trek to get here, how does Sian feel to finally be in New Zealand?
It doesn't feel real at the moment. I think I need to, you know, see it and live as if we were living here.
It'll be her one shot at persuading Josh to move.
You know, we'll be able to answer the questions that we've been asking, so hopefully now will be the right answers.
As they set out to explore Auckland, there's no doubt the next week will make or break Sian's Kiwi dream. Back in the UK, Josh Powell and Sian James live with their one-year-old son Kai in the Welsh village of Penrhos. It's a scenic setting, but Josh's job on his dad's farm is putting the family under pressure. Waking up with the cockerels every morning and working until the cows go home at night means he's precious little time with his partner and son.
I wake up, Josh is gone. I get Kai ready, I drop him off and I go to work. And then I pick him up and it's just putting him to bed. I'm just waiting for you to come home. And then Josh is tired because he's been working 13, 14 hours. So we have food together and then you fall asleep.
Yeah.
With farming a 7-days-a-week occupation, there's no respite come the weekend either, meaning Josh spends Saturdays and Sundays in the fields rather than at home.